a happy day. Thank you so much. We're just so blessed to have our Reverend Prince Fleet Easton as our music director for 13 years. It's just wonderful. And I requested that song because I feel that the ground of being to start off our year and really to acknowledge that really every day can be a happy day. And that as we wash our doubts and fears away. I love that. So on this amazing Sunday, the first Sunday of the year, my theme, of course, is Shift Happens, and there's a book by Robert Holden. It's one of my favorite books, and he wrote it in like 2009. And we used to see bumper stickers, Shift Happens, right? And we know the other stuff happens too, right? We're very aware of the other stuff that happens. And we have a choice. So in his book, Shift Happens, he was sharing a story that when he was in Dublin, and I just absolutely love Dublin, on my 70th birthday, I went to Dublin because my great-grandmother had taken a boat from Dublin to America. She landed in Oklahoma, along with all my other relatives. And I just felt like, what an amazing woman. And her name was Colleen Kane. And so I wanted that energy of Dublin. And I found this great little place, cafe lattes and, all the goodies. And the young waiter, his name was Stuart, and he said, there's something about you. I want to know. So we would get in conversation and we would talk about universal truth. So Dublin is a very, very special, Ireland is a very special place with lots of mystical, wonderful things in Ireland. And I believe in all the elves and the little people. They're all there, all the elementals, and they're so apparent in Ireland. So Robert Holden, Dr. Robert Holden, said that he was in Dublin, and they were in a huge hall, and there was 1,000 people. And he said that I was to give this wonderful, wonderful talk. And he said, and who followed me was Dr. Deepak Chopra. So we all got a chuckle out of that. He said, because I was the front man for Deepak Chopra. And as he gave his talk, he said he was really into it, and he was, there's universal truths, and everything was channeling through, and it was 20 minutes into the talk, and all of a sudden there was all this gurgling and cooing and gurgling and cooing. And he, obviously it's a baby, right? So he said he looked out into the audience, and it got louder and louder, and people were kind of craning their necks to see what's going on here. And he said he spotted the mother with the baby. And he said, your baby is wonderful. And that energy, he said, he just very graciously, acknowledged her, the baby, and said, girl or boy? And she said, boy. And he said, how old? And she said, 10 weeks old, cooing and gurgling. And he said, would you, a lot of people craning, trying to see the baby. He said, would you mind standing up here on stage and showing the audience your baby? So she very gladly, the proud mother, got up and she, shared the beauty of her baby boy, 10-week baby boy. And in unison, the entire 1,000 in attendance went, oh. He said it was amazing. And then they burst into applause. And what he said he got from that is, he shifted his whole talk, obviously, is that they saw their unconditioned self that Dr. Joan talked about in her reading. The unconditioned self that is not touched by grief, separation, illusion, fear. The unconditioned self that is love, truth, beauty, wisdom. The opportunity that we have to be in that light. And you know that when the Bible states all have sinned and fallen short of the glory of God, what that means? It means all have made mistakes and fallen short of their true self-image. That's what that means. So when we fall short of who we are, when we forget who we are, there's the unconditioned self within us that says, you are loved. You are affirmed. That this energy that you came in with is to make a difference. So what he shared with the audience is that if she had held up a 40-year-old man, the entire audience would not have gone, oh, why is that? Because in the baby, they saw their unconditioned self. But if a 40-year-old man were held up, or woman, that we would not see it in the same light. Whatever sounds they were making, they wouldn't necessarily be cute. But when the baby makes the sounds, and the energy of that innocence makes the sounds, we think it's adorable. Because each and every one of us is the innocence of that new babe. We have just celebrated Christmas, and we have given birth to the manger in our hearts and in our souls. And when we get that, then this inner light so shines before the world that everyone and anyone who comes within our energy field is healed and uplifted in our presence, because we are carrying that charged energy with us. And we know from whence we cometh and whither we goest, that we're about our Father, Mother, God's business. And I just loved it in the Bible. There is a great story about someone coming to Jesus about, oh my gosh, they're in a funeral march and they're doing this and they're doing that, and we should be in this march, And Jesus just said, let the dead bury the dead. What is that to thee? Follow me. Follow life. Follow Christ consciousness, the Buddha nature, the holy I am presence, whatever we choose to call it, Yahweh, Jehovah, Brahman, Buddha. And when Buddha was asked, who are you? Are you an angel? Are you a god? Who are you? And Buddha said, I am awake. I am awake. And when we are awake to life, all these energies go with us. And in my 50 years of teaching metaphysics, 45 of it as an ordained minister, let me tell you, I took every class there was to take. When the S training came out, I took every single class, every seminar, whatever it was that came out. My husband and I, we were right there taking this because we wanted to grow and we wanted to evolve and we wanted to release our past. And one true thing about that, the Course in Miracles states, the only true thing about the past is that it is not here. It is not here. So on this first day of the year of our Lord, 2021, and I love what Kay said too. She says, my motto for the year is, I'm having fun in 2021. Joy is the most infallible sign of the presence of God. And if we are not in joy, we're in ego. That's how we check ourselves out. That's a barometer. If we're not in joy, and we're not in that feeling of peace, well, we're in the ego. And so it's like when Jesus said, get thee behind me, Satan. It's like, get thee behind me, ego. I get it. Right. Well, I have lots of choices. My choice is a higher choice. My choice is the highest vibratory frequency, that I want to vibrate at that octave, and I want to move through the human condition, and we're all subject to the human condition, and we all have choices, each and every one of us, and we have challenges that come up as part of the human condition. How are we handling that? How are we handling that? I had a biopsy done on something on my face, and 3 years ago I thought they were going to burn something off my face, and it turned out to be a 6-hour surgery with part of my upper lip cut out. So I Googled. I love that, Uncle Google. And I said, what is the alternative to Mohs surgery? And it came up SRT radiation. And I researched it deeply, And there's 95% cure with the SRT radiation, and there's also 95% cure of Mohs surgery for skin cancer. So I called the 800 number. They said, oh, right, in Rancho Mirage is this wonderful dermatologist that does the SRT radiation. Now, my wonderful dermatologist, who I adore, in fact, I call him Dr. Adorable, and I've been seeing him for 15 years for various moles and things that have come up, and he is just, and he's very, very dear to me. We're very close. However, they don't do that particular therapy. So we went in last Monday, and they get you all garbed up and cut out things and put things on your eyes and put things on your thyroid and put this, all kinds. I mean, I look like like a 15th century warrior. And then that was Monday, and then Tuesday and Wednesday I went in for radiation treatments, and I'll be going 3 times a week. And when he did the radiation on my face, I knew it was radiating healing. I knew it was radiating light. I knew it was radiating the energy that allows me to move past this experience into the realms of absolute wholeness. And the fact that I'm the one that caught it as well. The PAs did not catch it. I caught it. So energetically, when we go through something, and we bless every doctor, every nurse, every attendant, whatever it is that we are undergoing at any given moment, that everyone is there to support us in the human condition. They are there to lend their hand and give a hand up. And in giving that hand up, we raise. And remember, when we praise, we raise, don't we? Take the P off and we raise. So I'm going to leave you with a story. One of my favorite stories is about the old king in a kingdom. And he wanted to see really how his wonderful kingdom and the people in the kingdom, how they were, and actually how they really chose to look at obstacles. So he had one of his courtiers gather some men, and they rolled this big boulder in the middle of the road. I love this story. And what he did is he put a little bag of gold under it. And so as his courtiers came by, they go, look at this boulder in the road. You think the king, with all the taxes we pay, could, get a boulder out of the road. And others just, went around it, and this went on all day. And finally, a young man came, and he saw the boulder, and he thought, this is very inconvenient for people on their walk. So he began to push and push and push. And finally, the boulder rolled off to the side of the road. And what he saw was this bag of gold. And of course, the king was behind a tree watching all of this. And he came out and said, you are the one that showed kindness, non-judgment, that you rolled the boulder, the obstacle away, so you could receive the gold. In all the years that I've been sharing this story, what touches me the most about it is that in the human condition, we have things in the path. And as we have things in the path, we can judge it, and we can say, oh, this or that in the government. But to roll it away in consciousness, we receive the gold, the golden opportunity to go to the next level of our expression. This is how it works. So when Apollinaire said, here's the paints, here's the brushes, you paint paradise, and in you go. You paint a life, and in you go. In our way of life, we have no creed but love. Love one another as I have loved you. We have no doctrine but the golden rule. Do unto others as you would have them do unto you. So on this first Sunday of the year of our Lord 2021, let's enter it with the certain knowledge that we are and have moved to the next level. And all of it's there for us. Ours is the privilege, of giving birth to it. Blessed are they who have eyes that see. That, when people said, well, I'll believe it when I see it. Well, Wayne Dyer then wrote a book, said, when I see it, there it is. It's manifest. I believe it, right? So to believe something deeply is to allow it to manifest. And through the power of manifestation, it's through that deep, deep knowingness that the universe is for us. The universe always has our back. The universe is open for us to move through the portal to the energy of light. We all have this inner light, just as that baby, that 10-week-old baby, and have 1,000 people say, oh, beautiful, because it's the innocence and the light that shines through the eyes, the windows of the soul. So with that in mind, we are all going somewhere in 2021. Where is it? Higher yet. Where is it? Higher yet. Where is it? Higher yet. For I am in a high place, and I will not come down. None of these outer things move me. I am in a high place, and I will not come down. I say namaste. The God in me salutes the God in you, and the God in you salutes the God in me. And if I am in that place in me, and you are in that place in you, there is only one of us. Namaste. I say shalom, the peace that passes all understanding. And God bless us, every one. And so it is. Thank you, thank you, thank you.